Hi everyone. So last week we talked about Azure Synapse Workspaces and some of the new features, and now we're going to be talking about how that may apply specifically to data warehouse. So one question I have for you, Edgar, is I have a client that has a lot of data in a storage account that I need to move pretty quickly into a data warehouse. So how can I do that?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Although the Synapse Workspace now is introducing various capabilities, the actual SQL data warehouse itself in Synapse has also been updated, and that particular use case does come up often. And so traditionally, methods such as Polybase were available for that, but now that what's being introduced is a concept called copy into. What that allows you to do is to grab large amounts of data from a storage account and very quickly insert it into your SQL data warehouse so that it becomes available to you in persistent tables.
Okay. Now, would that apply also with JSON data? Because a lot of the data that I have in my storage account is in that particular format. So what functions do I have available?
Right, so traditionally JSON is pretty challenging from a data warehouse environment, because getting that data and then being able to run queries on it and then transfer one to update it, that can get very complex. Fortunately, they've introduced out of the box in T-SQL JSON capability in a SQL data warehouse Synapse. So an example of that would be you get JSON in your storage account, you moved it over and copy into, and you want to store it in the same way it was given to you. And then once you have it in those tables, you want to be able to run queries against certain elements in your JSON. You want to be able to update certain values, etc. The good news is you no longer need to worry about the tooling for that. That's all available for you out of the box.
Okay. Now in this scenario, a lot of that data that we've moved with copy into in JSON format, I have a lot of end users that need to be able to query it in roll-ups, summaries, other aggregates, but I also need to maintain high performance. So how can I do that?
Right, so a lot of the data warehouse use cases do involve aggregates and roll-ups and things like that. And traditionally what was done is standard views to simplify those query patterns. Unfortunately, with standard views, what usually ends up happening is as soon as you query that view, it has to recompute the joins, the roll-ups, the summaries, etc. And for bigger data warehouses, lots of data, lots of joins, that can usually take a long time. Fortunately, they introduced the concept of a materialized view. And so what a materialized view allows you to do is essentially store that view as if it was a table, and under the covers, behind the scenes, it updates as the source data changes. For instance, you have a new record that was just inserted into one of the tables of the many joins. The materialized view is smart enough to handle that for you, so you don't have to worry about your materialized view being updated. You don't have to worry about missing data. In addition, you don't have to worry about each time that view is accessed, that the query pattern uses all the compute to run all those joins for you again. It's all persistent for you out of the box through the materialized view.
Wow, okay, so between copy into the JSON functionality and then the options for materialized views for aggregate data, it sounds like there's a lot of really great functions, and I assume there's even more functions that we can talk about in future sessions.
Absolutely.
Okay, looking forward to it.